Louie C. the Mayor checking in. What is going on, my people? Boy, we made it through another day. Everything is getting better and better. So it's a lovely day in paradise. Thank y'all for coming in on the podcast. What I need y'all to do right now is turn notifications right here. You see a notification come on, hit that so you know when we on the podcast. And for those of y'all watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. So thank you, FloridaKeysEnergy.com. If you have any type of accident in the Keys, whether it be a moped, a car, a bicycle, make sure you take care of them boys. FloridaKeysEnergy.com. They're going to take care of you. They local, 302 Southern Street, and the #1 doctor in America. Dr. Burroughs, Advanced Urgent Care, Key West Marathon, and Key Largo. One of my favorite people in the world come in today on the podcast doing big things. Miss Jill Cranney. What is going on, Miss Cranney? How's everything going?
Everything is great. Thank you for having me.
Okay. You've been having a good day?
Good day. Can't
complain.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so for people who have no idea who you are, we worldwide around here. Right. Can you please tell people a little bit about yourself and your history in Key West, please?
Yes, I have been here since the late 80s, so roughly 30 years. Nice. Came down here when I was in 2nd grade, all the way through high school, stayed down here and did my schooling, basically my bachelor's and my master's online because I loved Key West so much. All my friends left and went to college and I stayed. Worked for the Aqueduct Authority for 6 years, and then I've been with the sheriff for almost the past 7. So
you talking about that good old boy, Sheriff Ramsey?
Yes, sir. #1 sheriff in the world and planets above and beyond. Talk about the sheriff and the police chief. What a wonderful rally in Key West. I mean, Key West really stepped up and showed the whole nation how to do something peaceful with no type at all, zero foolishness last night. What did you think? Did you get to watch some of it? I did. I didn't get to go down there. Me and my girls and my mom stayed home and we watched it because there was a lot of people posting stuff on Facebook Live. So,
right.
But it was a true testament of Key West.
No doubt.
It was planned in a few days, and a large crowd came out just to see our police chief, Sean Brandenburg, and Sheriff Ramsey and Captain Tangela walk with everyone and show that their voices were being heard and that they were listening. Basically, it was just the pictures you saw all over Facebook of the chief and the sheriff just showed unity and understanding, which is very impressive, and it just shows what Key West is. Yeah,
the chief and the sheriff are walking with the people, and I'm gonna let y'all know so this don't happen again today, tomorrow, 2028. I don't care what year it is. We the Conch Republic down here. We control this around here or whatever. So anybody coming out here, remember we have one way in and one way out. You're going to get dealt with, and we're not going to be intimidated by anybody, no matter who it is or whatnot. And that's proven. Everybody was out there and basically, had a peaceful rally, walk through Wall Street. I mean, my spirits was extremely lifted, and I applaud the sheriff department, the police, all the citizens, all city officials that came out there. It was very touching situation. And for those of y'all watching on here, y'all need to follow that lead, man. Just that walking with the people is definitely it. That's what the people want. And just because we have one bad apple in something don't mean there's a whole bunch of other bad apples or whatever. I mean, it's just crazy in the times we live in. I wish we could cancel 2020, start over again, but unfortunately we don't have that option. So let me get to the meats and potatoes, Jill. So I think it's very critical for people to vote in 2020, and I think we're going to get the most turnout that we've seen in quite a long time. What's your opinion?
Yeah, obviously this is a very important year. Everyone wants their voice to be heard. So the way to do that is to go to the polls. So, put your, it's about politics, but put your politics aside and vote for the most qualified individuals that you see that will run office in the best manner. So whether you're a Democrat or Republican, whatever your party is, we just need qualified people in office. And that's why I decided to run for office. I'm getting ready to come up on my 3rd term on mosquito control, but it's about change. Like, you can sit behind a computer and you can type comments and you can call people and you can complain, But unless you go out like people did yesterday and walk and make your voices heard do stuff to promote change, that's the only way you're going to get it. So I decided to run for office, and it'll be, I'm getting ready to finish up my 8th year, and change happened. Mosquito control is doing great things. We have a great organization to protect all of the visitors and the residents that come down, because that's why people live here. They want to be outdoors, and if you're getting tore up by mosquitoes, it's not fun to be outdoors.
It's not fun at all. So like Jill said, she gave it to y'all straight. I'm gonna give it to y'all real straight. Vote or die in 2020. You got to get out there and vote. And I have a rule around this camp, Miss Cranney. If you don't vote, you don't talk to me about politics at all. I don't got nothing to talk about. If you can't vote, that's one thing. But if you can vote and you're not exercising that right, we don't have anything to talk about. So talk about it and be about it. That's what I say. So like you said, you're on the mosquito board, right? Mm-hmm. How are we doing in general with these mosquitoes out here in the Keys? How's everything going with the population?
Obviously, we're getting a lot of calls and complaints lately because we haven't had rain for so long.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, over the last month or so, we have had some rain come in. But mosquito control reacts promptly. You'll see planes, trucks. We know what we need to do to take care of people and public safety. So the minute we get the counts, there's aircrafts up, there's trucks, people on the ground. So we have a website. People can download our app, and they can go on and do service requests. So
okay.
They're very responsive. If you put a ticket in, they'll be at your house pretty much within the next day.
So if somebody calls in, I said, man, these mosquitoes are killing me around here.
Absolutely. We get it all the time.
They're going to come out?
They'll come out.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
The main thing is just a lot of people can be preventative themselves. When it rains, the next day you just go out. It's standing water typically on your property. You can't prevent, abandoned properties around you that aren't doing, people that are snowbirds that, aren't there to do their stuff. But if you see something, call mosquito control. They'll send their people out.
Pick up that phone. That's why you pay taxes. Pick up that phone. They're going to take care of it. So yeah, that is outstanding. And, I'm glad you took the initiative to run for office. And, we need young people to start taking initiative, run for office. If you feel some type of way about something, let your voice be heard. And if you're ready to get in there and make a difference, then you got to make it happen. As we know, the majority rule in the world. So when you run a meeting, for example, at the city commission, you either have 4 votes for you or you don't. And if you don't get 4, you're not going nowhere or whatever. Right. So, we got to get that word out. This will be the time. Presidential election. There's a lot of stuff going on. Poor guy that got killed for no reason. This is the time. Right now, it's time to make it happen. And I suggest that y'all register to vote if you're not registered, and make sure you motivate young people, because our people talk big, but a lot of them don't do big. Right now, if you got any questions whatsoever for Miss Cranney, go ahead and fire it on the live right now. Hit the subscribe button right here for YouTube, notifications on, so we taking any questions you got. Let me ask you a question. Me personally, when I ride by the Keys, one of my favorite things is see the little key deer, and I said, wow, it's like you're at the Bambi movie, so it's very entertaining or whatever. But if you ride down here, 35 mean 34 down here, so don't play with that stuff in Big Pine. So my question is, are key deer affected at all by mosquitoes?
Well, mosquitoes affect all species, whether it's humans or birds or deer. But basically, mosquitoes are prone to humans. They like the air that we breathe in and breathe out. So technically, they are looking for humans to bite. So as we saw years back, the big thing that was happening down here was the screwworms that were affecting the deer. So no, mosquitoes, they do bite. They bite everybody, but as far as transmitting diseases and stuff, it's typically through humans and birds.
So common sense is, you don't have to go to mosquito school to know this. So if you're outside, you get bit by mosquitoes, common sense tell you probably don't want to be in that area, because either more times you get bit, the more chance you have of having an issue. Did I miss anything?
No, you're good.
Okay. Also, there's a lot of chatter going on. In my opinion, it's just my opinion. Tourism make the Keys go round, and I see people are out. Have you seen some tours?
I have. I see traffic has picked up. I see that there are people in town.
Gotta be nice to tourists. That's what I said.
Yeah, I know everyone has their pros and cons, and we just have to be realistic, I think, in the long run, and know that, like, we did over the last couple of months go through a not so normal phase, but we have to all kind of shift gears and try and get back to the, you know, the most normal ways we can possible. The checkpoint, thank God, saved us. I think that checkpoint being up for the time that it was, we were very fortunate and lucky that our elected officials and our county fought for that to stay up. A lot of people probably would have liked it to stay up a little longer, but again, we got to, there's local businesses and people that are hurting. We've seen so many people close down. It's just sad to see that the economy is suffering so bad from this pandemic.
Gotcha. And also, you know, like Jill said, you know, there's a chain of command. So when you have a governor saying something's going to go down, you know, you could holler, scream, and do what you do or whatever. But if the governor says that checkpoint's got to come down, it's got to come down. And this was a collective effort with everybody because the governor has a hard job to get everybody on track. To me, they said, what do you think about the checkpoint? I said, well, where exactly are you going to go if everything's closed? So you don't have no business down here. So if everything's closed, that's good to have a checkpoint because there's nowhere for y'all to go. When we get back open and we got something to offer again, which we have a lot of it, then we'll open back up or whatever. But one thing I ask you all is to be nice to the people because, you know, Key West is known for that. We can't switch away from that because anywhere you go, you strike a 10-minute conversation easy, and you say, I'm from Key West. They want to ask you all kinds of stuff, so we got to keep in that same mind frame. And I understand, you know, it's more traffic and it's agitating, and sometimes we have spring break going on. But you know, you got to think of people, different people like us in entertainment downtown. We ain't seen a check from downtown since March 17th. That's the last time we was open, so it's tough out there. So, you know, talking about tourism, Ms. Jill, is a hot topic. How about these cruise ships? What you think, and what's your opinion on? There's people I know on both sides of the fence or whatever. I mean, what do you think is the best balance for Key West?
That's a tough one, and I always say, you know, when in doubt, put it out to the voters. You know, do a referendum and see what the people that are here, that are paying taxes, that reside here, that live here, see what they want. Everyone's going to have a difference of opinions. Overall, we need to do what's best for, obviously, our economy, obviously our local people, but we also have to realize that tourism is a huge part of the industry in the Keys, and a lot of people rely on that. So I'm not a business owner, so I can't speak for, you know, business owners. I'm sure a lot of the business owners support them. I'm sure there's a lot of locals that don't, but it's put it out, let the people vote. That way you're getting the facts. If you want your voice to be heard, go and vote and make it count.
You see the word that keep coming up, right? Vote. 2020, vote or die. So to me, Jill, I'll tell you, I think that's a great philosophy. I'm real simple. You know me, we've known each other for a long time, and I get to the meats and potatoes of it. If you want to take every cruise ship tomorrow, look, we ain't going to have more cruise ships. I don't have a problem with that. I just want you to tell me exactly how we're going to replace those dollars and what people we're going to substitute with them. If you can't tell me that we have, if you say we don't have any plan for that, then I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the cruise ships or whatever. But I'm open for discussion. And my only issue is, you know, I was brought up to be very respectful to people, and especially elders and people who've been around a long time. You know, if I came up on promotion and I got somebody that's been doing a long time, I'm not going to basically say I'm better than that person. I'm brought up, you know, better than that. I have a problem when you bring up this topic in the middle of a pandemic. I don't think this is an appropriate time. How would you feel if you are, you know, basically, you know, out of work since March 17 and you're in a business that 90% is cruise ship driven, and now they're going to say they'll take that away from. Now for the discussion, I don't have no problem not doing pandemic. So that's basically my thing on that. Please go to, since we're up and running, go to Words the Party Key West. I think this weekend is going to be busy. And also, like we've been talking about, Jill, people just got to use common sense, you know, wear masks, social distance, don't be reckless. Like for me, I don't know about you, if I walk into the bank and I see a station to clean my hands, before this pandemic, I do it anyway. This is just stuff that I do or whatever. Now you might do it twice, that's all. And like Outcast, you got to be fresh and clean, that's all you could do. But we can't stay home, the world got to go round or whatever. And we got to live with it and go from there. But, you know, like anything else, you just do the best you can under the circumstances, because if there's no way that this could have been shut and wait to vaccine happen, we will have no place to go because everything will be shut down.
Right. And it's like before I came, I was briefly listening to the city commission meeting because the Rotary Club of Key West had a topic on for fireworks. So
oh, really?
Yeah. So what the city manager had said, which, you know, a lot of people have been saying all along, is like we get to a point now where we've been following CDC guidelines. They talk about social distancing, but we're in a place now where the checkpoint's been lifted. It's open to the keys. The hotels are opening. We're waiting for bars to open back up once the governor gives that order.
Phase 2,
that you have to take personal responsibility for yourself and your actions. And he said, you know, if we want to put on the fireworks because we feel like the fireworks has always came, it shouldn't go. We're not advocating for people to come, congregate, have large crowds, have lines, have food, have this, but we still think in these like terrible times that the nation is facing and that our city is faced, like people enjoy to see the fireworks. It's a happy thing. The kids love it. Parents love seeing their kids smile when those fireworks go up. So if you don't, you know, we're not going to be out there probably doing a big thing like we've done in the years past because of all of this stuff. We don't know where we'll be in a month, but everyone has to take responsibility for your loved ones, your families. If you feel like you want to go park your car at the beach and watch the fireworks, great. If you want to walk, great. But we're at a point now where everyone has to take their responsibility for themselves. And if you don't want to be around the people, you gotta stay home until you feel comfortable, until you're ready.
So I second that motion. I'm make believe I'm on the diocese with Ms. Crane. I second that motion 100%. How is it going, the discussion?
They approved the fireworks. They
didn't go 7-0?
I'm not sure because it was Zoom, so I kind of just was hearing back and forth, and I was rushing to get here.
At least we got it approved.
It's approved to hold the event. Now, all of the planning and the in particulars, we got the permit approved to put the fireworks on. So there will be a show. To what magnitude, we don't know, but we can assure you that when you look up on the 4th of July, it's not going to be different this year. We need to make sure that we do, you know, what we've been doing, and that's putting on a show for our community.
Meet me at Higgs Beach on July 4th. That's what y'all do. But I appreciate y'all really taking that stance. I didn't even know that was a topic.
We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we do know there'll be fireworks in the air. So the city,
Rotary pushed it forward.
Rotary and the city together, they budgeted for it this year. So we're going to make it happen so everyone can see those beautiful fireworks displays.
Awesome. That is absolutely outstanding. Okay, so I know you come in from the old school of Key West High School, red and gray all day, bleed red and gray. So, I mean, how can we get people to basically, young people involved in the process of, you know, running for office? What do you think is the best thing that we could do to, you know, motivate these young people to basically come up? Because we need younger people to come up. We need a new generation.
If you look at, if you just look at it from a local standpoint down here, all of our elected officials are, you know, not elderly, but they're coming to the terms where they've served their time and they're waiting for the younger generation to come in and relieve them.
Right.
I mean, Rotary was a huge thing for me. You know, you just got to get engaged. You got to find something that gives you fire and passion that you want to drive upon and make change. And, you know, I went on the mosquito control board because it was a budgeting thing. Obviously, I'm in accounting, so back then it was when the budget was inflated, and that was a time where I saw, you know, Joan Lord Pappy had served her time and she was stepping down, and you know, I went in, and now we have a great running operation. You can make, you know, you can't do it yourself, but you can get people on board to help. So just find something you love, find something that you want to see change, and you know, people will follow.
Step up.
Lead with you.
Step up. That's great, and I applaud you. I think you've done an excellent job.
Thank you.
You got my vote. I know you're running on the polls right now. Hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah.
So like that, you don't have to do all the, you know, grind. Is this for the whole county-wide? So a lot of work out there. That's another thing. They think that you just showing up, and you know, these days we can't like shake hands and kiss babies like we used to, but it's a lot of hard work with that. And, you know, the people only want to call you. They don't call you about, hey, how's the mosquitoes flying today? But when there's some serious topic, that's all you hear. Let me ask you this. You having young children in the system. What can we do for youth? What would you like to see come in town so kids have something to do, you know, because we got a lot of stuff for adults, very small stuff for youth.
It's gonna be hard, I think, in the upcoming months as far as like the summer goes, which is sad because a lot of people have to work, and they're used to having those places like PAL and all these youth camps to put their kids in. But I think a lot of people are still on high alert. So and bringing down big stuff, I don't think. I mean, circuses are great, but then you're drawing a large crowd. So I think this summer people are probably gonna, I'd say, lay low. Spend time with, this has been a good time, like everyone has said, to spend time with your family and your loved ones. It gave everyone a reset, everyone slowed down. It just makes you kind of sit back and say, like, this is probably how we should be operating 365,
Right.
But
and also, like for the future, I'm talking about like when things are back to normal. Anything that we could do for youth that wants to come in the city, I welcome it with open arms.
For sure, yeah.
Because basically we need that, and it's a small town, and it's good and bad. If you get bored, there's a lot of trouble you can get into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I like the best thing you said all day, which I call under the chapter of control your household. However you feel, if you don't want to be out there with 50 people, 82 people for the firework, whatever it is.
Right.
You gotta stay home. Nobody's gonna be mad with you. But if I want to go enjoy the fireworks or whatnot, I go. I'm not out here reckless. I go do my job or whatever, and that's what I do. I mean, I'm not trying to. Basically, nobody wants to die. There's a lot of people that died. I mean, I think we're up to 4 deaths.
Yeah, 109 cases and 4 deaths.
Yeah, so we actually did way better than a lot of people.
We did.
And that was in the city officials in the county made it happen. So they was on it early. And Dr. Burrows, Advanced Urgent Care Key West Marathon in Key Largo, he was on it since March 3rd. He was at the commission meeting telling, hey, we got a serious situation coming. It's tidal wave times 10. And we did very, very well. Yeah. Now, what's going on in good old Stock Island out there with the mosquitoes? How we faring in Stock Island? And what do you think about the growth of Stock Island? 2-part question.
Well, mosquitoes are everywhere, so they're just there. But Stock Island it's coming a long way, actually. Like, my mom lives in Stock Island, and my grandmother back, God, when I was in high school, had a house on 12th Avenue, and to see all the modulars going up and all the people building, and
good stuff.
It's great. It's a great part of the county, and a lot of families are moving there, and I think it's really starting to grow.
You know that character?
Yes.
Jack Norris checking in, sir. You are an asset to the community. Thank you for everything that you're doing. And right about now, we 100 miles and running, trying to be out of this thing or whatever. I know we ain't out of the woods, but thank you for everything that you've done. So, Jill, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. You want to give a shout out? I ain't gonna call no names because some people around here don't want their name called, so I'm gonna respect that. Put respect on these people's name. But I think it's an honor to be part of this community.
Absolutely.
Anything you need from me, me and you, like peas and pot playing ping pong is all good. And keep doing what you're doing, and keep the mosquitoes. Make sure they ain't flying all over the place, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much.
Just one thing before we go, I just want to say thank you to, I know during these times we've had all the people on the front line, like we were talking about the sheriff and the chief and the healthcare workers and the nurses and Dr. Norris and Dr. Boros that have spent so many hours and days and weeks and time away from their families to protect our community. So I just want to take my hat off to you guys and say thank you. It's very appreciated. We all appreciate what you guys have done to keep our communities and our families safe. And we had Dr. Norris on. He was our speaker last week for Rotary, and just the stuff that they're doing. They're going out into the restaurants. They're being the eyes and the ears for our community, because they're the doctors. They're the medical professionals that are going to tell us what's right and what's wrong. So we've got 2 good doctors that have been very vocal in this community, that when the red flag goes up, they're going to alert us and know when we need to, pull back again. So just thank you to everyone that's, basically risked your lives for ours. We appreciate your dedication.
Good stuff. My point man is Dr. Burrows. He's doing great, and I mean, it's just I'm just honored to live down here, and it's just wonderful, and I just want to see everybody go home safe and nobody to die. So thank you all. FloridaKeysInjury.com. If you have an accident, a moped, car, bicycle, make sure you go to that website, and they're gonna take care of you. FloridaKeysInjury.com. And Dr. Bruce Burrows at the Advanced Urgent Care Key West Marathon Key Largo. Me and Cranney go way back, and I'm gonna leave it like this. 1, 2, 3. Holla!